because you don't want to see the office. It's a bit boring. Now I'm going to come on here to talk about my next cruise. Just if anyone's interested or anyone is wondering about booking it, to let you know what I'll be going on shortly and maybe inspiring you to book your own version of it. Now I'm going to try and find a picture I've got of one of the ships of the cruise line. You have to bear with me for a minute. Sorry, I should have had it ready, but I didn't. But yeah, anyway, so it will be Azamara. It will be Azamara Quest as well. I've been on Azamara Pursuit and Azamara Onward. But this will be, no, I'm not having much luck finding it. Let me have a look here. This will be Azamara Quest. So the Azamara ships, I think I might have to give up. Oh, no, hang on. The Azamara ships are all the same. So there's 4 of them. And they, oh, here we are. I think we've got an Azamara photo. Oh no, I've found wrong pics there. It's pictures of Princess. So yes, the Azamara ships are all the same same design, and they are lovely ships. They're quite small. Here we are. There's Azamara Onward, I think. I'm not sure. I was on Azamara Pursuit taking a picture of it. Yes, lovely ships. They only hold, I think it's less than 1,000. Let me have a look actually, to give you the actual amount. So they're an American-based cruise line. They used to be part of the Royal Caribbean Group, but they are not anymore. They are owned by Sycamore Partners now. They were sold, a while ago now. Azamara itself was founded in 2007, and they were founded with 2 R-class ships, which they'd bought from Pullmantur Cruises. Apparently would have gone to Celebrity Cruises, but were transferred to the new company, Azamara. So at that point, Azamara was still part of Celebrity and the Royal Caribbean Group. And apparently they compete with lines like Oceania, although your drinks are included on Azamara, so I feel that's maybe a little bit more luxury. I don't know. So in 2009, Azamara became Azamara Club Cruises, and then in 2012 and 2013, Azamara Quest and Azamara Journey were renovated, and then in 2018, the beloved Adonia from P&O was acquired, and she was renamed Azamara Pursuit. I remember sailing on a cruise in Belfast, and we spotted her having her rebranding done in Harland and Wolff in Belfast. Yeah. So then the company. So in 2021, during the pandemic, Royal Caribbean Group sold Azamara to a private investment group. So we've cruised. Have we cruised before? Yeah, we've only cruised before the pandemic, I think, on her. Oh no, I lie. I've only cruised since the pandemic on Azamara, because we went to the Monaco Grand Prix on Pursuit, and that was the year that the Monaco Grand Prix came back after COVID, because the grandstand tickets we had in the harbour were like £500 each for a Sunday ticket, whereas we know of people now who have gone 2 years later and they were like £1,500 for a seat for just race day. So yeah, our experience of the Monaco Grand Prix we felt was very, very expensive and a splurge and an extravagant and a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We didn't realise that it was very cheap in comparison to what they usually. I think they were luring people back into mass sports events. Oh, sorry, shaking. Mass sports events, and what we thought was very expensive was a third of the price of the expense of usually going to the Monaco Grand Prix. So we did well there by chance. So yes, Azamara currently operate 4 ships, and they all are R-class ships that were built for Renaissance cruises between 1997 and 2001. So each of the ships carries a maximum of 686 passengers. Yeah, so they all fly under the flag of Malta, apparently. Yeah. So Azamara Journey, I've not been on. Azamara Quest, I'm about to go on. Azamara Pursuit, I went to the Monaco Grand Prix on. And Azamara Onward, I did an Italian intensive solo cruise on her. All beautiful, all pretty much identical. Certain differences, like there's a library on Pursuit that is a bar on Onward, on Journey and Quest. Mostly very similar. They're only 30,277 gross tonnage, so they're quite small. So they can go to do nice sort of intensive small port cruises, which in essence is what we're doing. So we've booked a 12-night cruise, and it's a Canada-New England intensive voyage. So it'll be on Azamara Quest. We initially were going to fly out to New York, and then we are going on an adventure. So, well, we could have done flights. I don't think we could fly direct to Montreal. I think we'd have had to have flied direct to Quebec and then travel to Montreal. Yeah, so in order to have the flights just easier to book, and I think with a companion voucher we're doing it, it was easier to book it from the same place going back to the same place rather than a multi-centre flights. So we've decided that even though our cruise finishes in New York, we're going to fly into New York too. So we're flying into New York in a couple of weeks, and then we're getting the train. So there's an Amtrak train. I think it's Amtrak train. Actually, I can't remember the name of it, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Let me just get it up so I can tell you the correct one. It's basically on the train for the whole day. So it's the Adirondack train. So it travels daily. It's 10 hours, this train trip, but it's supposed to be incredible anyway, but also because it's the fall, as Americans call it, it should be stunning with leaves and going brown, and just the autumn colours should be beautiful. So the Adirondack, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, I'll have to learn before I go on it, travels from New York City through the lush wine country of the Hudson Valley. So what I like is when we leave New York Penn Station, we go up Manhattan, and then at the top of Manhattan, oh, one of my files has popped in. At the top of Manhattan, there is a spin, like turning railway bridge, and we had that turned in order for us to sail through. Last time we were in New York, we did a circumnavigation of Manhattan on a boat, and it would be nice after having had that bridge opened and spun round to let us through. It'd be nice now going over it on a train and seeing any boats waiting for us to go. No, it's going to be super early in the morning. I think we have to be on the train ready to go at 7, checked in like earlier. So we're staying quite close to Penn Station the night before, to just be able to walk there. I'm hoping with the time difference. The other times I've been in New York, I've been like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed at like 5, 6 a.m. ready to go and have wandered around New York when it's quiet. So hopefully that's going to happen this time too. So we head north, and yeah, so we leave Penn Station in the morning and arrive in Montreal in the evening. And yeah, it's supposed to be incredible. We don't have many expectations because, I mean, it's kind of a last minute decision to explore. But yeah, so I'm going to show you what that's like. I think we're just on seats. There's apparently a cafe on board. There's Wi-Fi on board. Yeah, we're just going to sit and enjoy the journey and look at the fall colours, hopefully. So then once we get to Montreal, we do have a couple of nights there pre-cruise. just the way leave worked and weekends and such. And the cruise actually leaves on a Tuesday, so um, I mean, I can leave whenever, but Dave can have the weekend off. So we thought we might as well leave on the Saturday and make an adventure of it. So we have a couple of days in Montreal. I've booked a really cool walking tour. So Montreal, because it's so cold in the winter, has apparently an underground sort of city way to walk around, and tunnels and stuff that obviously are easier to keep warm than outside, and easier for people to walk on rather than compact ice and snow. So we're doing a guided walking tour of there. So that should be good. There was a boat trip I wanted to do in Montreal, but I think because it's getting a bit colder, they're not doing it every day. And unfortunately, the days we're there and free, it's not on. But it goes down, there's particular rapids in the river there, and it looks incredible. I think if you've seen Jane McDonald on a cruise in Montreal, I think she did it. I think that's where we saw it. She got soaked, absolutely soaked. So maybe it's good that we're not doing that because it's a bit later in the year, but I don't know. It looks good. And if we're ever in Montreal again, which I'm sure we will be, it looks like a good trip to do. I hope that we will end up doing some sort of harbour tour there, but I haven't booked it in advance. We also want to go over to the park and walk around the Montreal Grand Prix circuit. So that will be a nice thing to do as well. So hopefully no rain, but even if there is, I think we'll still do it just because it's interests us both. Yeah, so if that interests you, keep watching. I'm sure I will take photos. So Montreal, what else do I have booked? I don't think anything else. I think that was it for now, and we'll just kind of lay by ear and look at Get Your Guide and Viator when we're there. I also want to make sure, because we've been trying to get much fitter, so we have been walking a lot and I've been swimming a lot, and because on this cruise the pool isn't great, it isn't huge because it's a small ship, and the next few cruises actually it's going to get progressively smaller, but however I still want to keep up the fitness because it's something that you lose really quickly and then it's harder to gain back. So I've said to Mr. No Cruise Control, I think in every port we should aim to walk at least 5k, and yeah, and see where we go, and then hopefully more, but at least that. The shore excursions from Azamara are so expensive. I mean, there was one there that was a rib boat that was like £400 each. So yeah, we haven't booked any shore excursions, I don't think. No, I don't think we even booked. Usually we'd book a debug tour in New York just because it's nice to spend the last day doing something, but they're incredibly expensive. The debug tours were about 200 quid each, and it's all stuff we've done before in New York, so it wouldn't be new. So yeah, we've not booked any excursions. Like I said, I've booked some things on Viator and Get Your Guide, and I've booked where is it? In Portland, Maine. There's a tour of Portland on a vintage fire engine. And Mr. No Cruise Control never grew out of the childhood love of fire engines. To be fair, I haven't either. Do you know, they're cool vehicles. So we're going to do that. And it's only an hour and a half, but I'll show you that. So if you're ever in Portland, Maine, and you're also a big kid and fancy going on a vintage fire engine, I'll let you know what it's like. It wasn't, I mean, obviously when I tell you about it, I'll tell you the price because I'll look back and have a look. But I think I'm sure it was something like $20 each. So yeah, I was quite impressed with that, really. Yeah, so we get on in Montreal, in Quebec, and yeah, we stop in a few spots along Canada. So it's very a Canada-intensive voyage, really. There's not that much of New England. It's just towards the end. So, oh, the doorbell's going. I'm going to go, and I'll be back.